Mary, I wonder if it's possible for me to ask you in the future, is there someone in the family here that you hold a greater concern for than others?
Well, I'm concerned about Philip more than anyone.
Tell us why. Help us to understand that concern.
Well, he's the youngest. I don't think he really understands what's going on as much. Hasn't quite wrapped his head around the fact that his mother is dying. Even though, I mean, I've tried to talk to him about it. And, you know, I feel better about it if his relationship with his father improves, if they both take that.
Denise, let me ask you how you see the family coping in the future, in a time when perhaps Mum's not there.
Well, in September I'll be back at school. I mean, I really want to go back to school. So I don't know.
Obviously college is very important to you. What
Yeah.
about the family as a whole? How will the family be? How will Dad? How will Philip be?
Frankly, I don't really agree with my dad. I don't think that will be fine. You know, I mean, my mom really holds this family together, even when she's sick. So, I don't know. I mean, I guess over time you have to move on, but I don't think it's going to happen so quickly.
Mary, Denise has described you as the linchpin. In what ways do you see Robert's role as a father of this family being seminal to the kids?
Robert is such a good man. I mean, he is so giving and loving.
Philip, let me draw you into this conversation and ask you, what do you think losing Mum's going to be like for Dad? What will Dad's grief be like? How will this impact upon him?
Since she got sick, he's been around more, and that's not the best thing. He's on top of me, on top of my sister, all the time. A lot of yelling, a lot of shouting, a lot of anger. She's gone. I see that getting a lot worse. I don't want him to stick around here.
Dad's been more irritable, I take it, of late. So.
Yeah, I don't know if that's just because he's around more, or if that's because of what's going on.
It would be reasonable to consider the strain of this predicament upon him. How do you think he's been coping with your mother's illness?
He'll get along. I think he'll get along. All right, I guess.
Denise, what about your perspective? How do you see Dad coping? Has there been sadness? Is there distress evident?
I don't know, he seems kind of like what Phil said, just he seems to be really frustrated by it, and I guess angry. I mean, I know that he's not angry at anybody, it's just I think he's angry that this is happening.
Robert, when Mary speaks of her desire for you all to stay together in the future, what's your take on that? What's your motivation to make that happen?
My motivation is that I see Mary and my children, and I need them. I really need them. And I think I need to be with them.
Denise and Philip, I hear Dad putting a plea in here for some help with this. Mary, to what extent do you see Denise and Philip being able to rally and respond and help Robert in the time ahead?
Well, I hope that they hear what he's saying. I mean, it's not easy for him. You know, knowing that I'm not gonna be here. I mean, he's gonna be the one in charge now, and you know, a lot of the anger is coming out of the sadness that we both
I
feel.
echo that idea that Mary's put out, that irritability and anger is often a dimension of grief, and some people, instead of perhaps being tearful and crying, express their grief through some irritation and some anger. Sometimes to think of it as grief, to think of it as coming from the sadness of this situation, helps to understand that mood and to be more tolerant of it at times.
To just let him yell.
Not to confront. How difficult is that to do?
If that's what I have to do, then that's what I have to do.